Hi and welcome to Indigo Starfire. My name is Bevin, and in this video I'm going to be doing a channeled message from your Divine Masculine. There are 3 groups to choose from. Group 1 is the Caribbean Calcite Heart. Group 2 is the Rhodochrosite Heart. And group 3 is the Honey Calcite Heart. So if you want to take a moment to center, focus on your breathing, and feel whichever group, maybe multiple groups, or perhaps all of the groups that you're most drawn to, I'll give you a minute to make your selection and then we'll get right into it. And there are timestamps in the description box of the video for each group if you'd like to jump ahead. And up next is a close-up photo of the crystals to help you better make your selection. Hi, Group 1. You chose the Caribbean Calcite Heart. So I'm going to start with some tarot, and I will use these as the framework for the channeling, and then I will dive into the deeper energies surrounding that. I'm going to be channeling in the first person tense using pronouns such as I, me, you, and we. And following this initial portion of the reading, I'll get some standalone message cards that can either reinforce what comes through in the first part of the reading or can serve as additional messages for you from your Divine Masculine. And then I'll close the reading out with some initials. Okay, we have the World, 5 of Pentacles, the Lovers, 2 of Wands, 6 of Swords, 8 of Pentacles, the Magician, and the 8 of Wands. Everywhere I look, I am confronted by imagery that reminds me that the only place my heart has truly known as home is in conjunction with the depth and intensity of the connection that we share with one another. You make me feel bold and daring and like I am enough even on my worst days, and for this reason I am actively seeking to remove obstacles which stand between the two of us so that the fullness of our love is allowed to unfurl in an open and public way. I have searched deep within every labyrinthine corridor within my shadow for all of the fears and the doubts which have caused me to create delays in this situation up to this point in time. I have looked these fears directly in the face and have seen them for what they are, mere illusions and mirages that were not serving my highest good, but were only creating an arduous path back to you, that I am trying to look on the bright side of in order to find the motivation that this long route home to you can, instead of being me slinking back in an energy of defeat and failure, might be the opportunity to strengthen, hone, and refine certain skills of mine so that I am able to win back your affections and prove my dedication to you in a way that if things had happened so easily between the two of us, I would have been denied the pleasure and the necessary experience of having to forge myself into a different and better version of me in order to give you not just what I feel that you need and want in love, but things that are so far above the standards that you have set for yourself knowingly or unknowingly. because I want you to understand that you are cherished and valued beyond measure. And it is my privilege and the happiest thing that I can think of oftentimes to come up with imaginative ways in order to make your heart sing, so that the light of a sunshine which exists inside of you can burn brightly for me to admire and for the whole world to see. Because I know that when you are loved correctly, the best version of you comes to the surface so naturally. I see you trying to push and force yourself to remain optimistic about what life has in store for you and the necessity of our journey taking on the form and shape that it has. And so I want to be able to ease that burden upon your mind and the weight that heavily weighs upon your heart, by doing my fair share of the heavy lifting in this situation to move us beyond misunderstandings and the things that have occurred that have created such distance between the two of us, so that we are working side by side in tandem as a pair and a true united couple towards building a fulfilling life that we each eagerly look forward to experiencing every day, that I feel is best suited with a foundation of deep and unconditional love between the two of us, which you have done an excellent and even far beyond my expectations of what was possible job of laying up to this point in time, so that I have something to look towards to match and mimic and exceed in intricate and astounding ways that I am certain will make all of this heaviness and sadness well worth it, when you are able to experience the type of lasting joy and a smile which never fades from your aura and your essence when I return to you before too long. I am keeping an eye on you from afar, watching your every move, because I feel so possessive of you. You are mine and I am yours, and although there are still details between the two of us which need to be sorted out, that once they are completed and brought to a place of resolution will minimize the distance between us. There will be a meeting of the minds. There will be the ability to have that deep heart-to-heart conversation that we have both craved for so long. And in this moment, I know that we will both open our eyes to a better tomorrow and have a clearer picture of what we each need to do in order to take steps forward to the actualization of what that higher love is meant to look like between the two of us in the here and now. Thank you for motivating me to get creative and to pull out all the stops as far as proving my loyalty to you is concerned. I don't want to live any longer than I have to without being so near to you, because when I am in your arms, when we are close, when we are eye to eye with one another, it's as if time stops and a true reality begins inside of me. This distance has been agonizing but necessary, and I am looking forward to taking leaps and bounds in your direction to close that gap between the two of us, so that I can embrace you, hold you close to me, speak the truth that has been weighing in my heart for so long that I know you are wanting to hear, and that we can then commence the journey with the two of us side by side in an equal and reciprocal way toward creating that happily ever after in the here and now, day after day, in all of the ways that I know we have both wanted to with one another for so long. So those are your messages. I'm also going to get some standalone message cards that can either reinforce what came through in the first part of the reading or can serve as additional messages for you from your divine masculine. Okay, we have you hit me out of nowhere. thought about reaching out, but I don't know what to say. Trust me. Wait for me. You are hard to forget. I can't walk away. I don't want to let you down. And I want to talk to you. So these initials can be a first, middle, or last name of you or your divine masculine, or could spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. We've got V, C, U, C, L, I, S, N, F, Q, V, Y, E, R, H, K, L, and Y. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link to that in the description box of the video. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channeled letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I also sell handmade jewelry, dream catchers, and sun catchers if you're interested in checking any of those out as well. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well. Hi, Group 2. You chose the rhodochrosite heart. So I'm going to start with some tarot, and I will use these as the framework for the channeling, and then I will dive into the deeper energies surrounding that. I'm going to be channeling in the first person tense using pronouns such as I, me, you, and we. And following this initial portion of the reading, I'll get some standalone message cards that can either reinforce what comes through here in the first part or can serve as additional messages for you from your divine masculine. And then I'll close the reading out with some initials. Okay, we have the Knight of Wands, Death, Seven of Cups, the World, the Moon, Five of Cups, Seven of Wands, and the Ace of Wands. You have ignited a curiosity within me that seeks to know so much more about the deeper layers of our connection with one another. And this is causing me to prolong steps towards you because I want to make sure that I have become very certain inside of myself that I am able to give you everything that you are deserving, emotionally speaking. Because I am not wanting to move too quickly and risk hurting the beautiful foundation that we could lay with one another through taking a very measured approach in this situation. I was not prepared for the intensity of my feelings when they sparked up inside of me so long ago. and I regret the way that I handled the circumstance initially, but I have had to learn the hard way that it is very necessary for me to tread with caution when it comes to a gift such as the nature of our situation with one another, which I was too brisk to simply cast aside and dismiss as just another fleeting infatuation, but which time has proven to be instead the opposite of everything that I have ever known as far as love and connection is concerned. I feel followed by your energy in a way that at one point in time was overwhelming and now brings me a sense of warmth and companionship during this arduous process of coming face to face with all the prohibitions inside of me that caused me to close my heart off to you once upon a time, so that I am able to gradually crack open this fortress that I have built around myself emotionally, because I don't want to miss out on the opportunity for us to generate something beautiful out of all of the missteps we have both taken in this circumstance up to this point in time. There have been so many teachable moments between the two of us, and once this frustrated me. I knew that love was something that would have to be worked towards together day by day. But I thought of that in terms of material aspects, of compromising elements of our personalities and learning to fit within the framework and fabric of one another's lives in a 3D sense. And I have now been confronted with the truth that the fight for love involves being in direct contact with aspects of my own nature that had been standing in the way of my ability to perceive that I am worthy of abundance and success, not just outwardly but emotionally as well, that you have triggered and brought to the surface in a way that I am now so grateful for the opportunity to get to deal with these things rather than have them continue to be an undercurrent within me that has swayed me in certain directions for far too long. I feel because of you and this connection and what has been required of me to try and come to a place of understanding about who we are to one another and who I am to myself, that I have been able to access a level of personal power and sovereignty that I had not known was possible before. I am no longer afraid of my shortcomings, but have found certain ways to employ these aspects of my lower nature to my benefit. I have started to pick up and develop healthier habits for coping with my frustration and anger, and rather than being a bubbling sea of lava-like rage that swirls inside of myself when things are outside of my control or don't go my way, I have found useful ways in order to channel that polarity and current into something which is able to create new landscapes of creative potential for myself, outlets which are healthier coping mechanisms, a fire that inspires me to push past my limits in aspects of my life that are in the bounds of what I can control. And I have learned to release certain elements to an aspect of fate, trusting that all universal forces will balance out externally as long as I continue to show up for myself and do that work inside first and foremost. I am going through a profound transformation at this point in time, shedding a disbelief that has cloaked me for so long that I can have anything that I want in this life, and that true wish fulfillment is something far beyond simply what my ego has desired for its level of feeling satisfied. But in order to truly get what brings me satisfaction on a deep soul level, I must first seek and find answers inside of myself that are as simple as, who am I and what is stopping me from loving myself fully? I would never have asked these type of questions had it not been for the experience of you. And so I come back to you with a curiosity that has been satiated in many ways, and an openness and a curiosity that is like a beginner's mind, so that we can embark on a depth of discussion with one another, sharing what we both have learned during this chapter of our story with one another, so that we can help fit together missing pieces in each of our quests and discovery for greater meaning in ourselves and in our lives. Because I understand now that you are the perfect complement to me. You are everything that I was needlessly running away from, that has existed inside of myself and has been begging for attention for so long. I have embraced myself fully, and I am now ready to embrace you and our connection with more enthusiasm than you would imagine. Believing will be seeing, and it will be something where I want to prove to you that I am not just full of words and promises that I will change and transform, but that it will be so apparent in my energy and the way that I am living my life and how I present myself to you, that your belief in our connection has not been in vain. You have fed and sustained this fire between the two of us, and I am now contributing in great measure to stoking it to a place where it warms us both back to life in a way that we have needed for so long. I am looking forward to the occasion when I can look you in the eye directly and not shy away from what I see reflected there, as the totality of love I never knew I was worthy of receiving before, but which I have come to understand I was always deserving of, no matter the ways in which my perception of self had been obscured in the past and had unfortunately caused me to sabotage the beauty of what we shared together in our early days of knowing one another. I hope you will give me a chance to turn things around and to prove to you once and for all that I am a better person thanks to you and what this connection has asked of me. So those are your messages. Let's see what else your divine masculine wants you to know at this time. Okay, and we have, I regret how I handled things before. You deserve more. I don't care what people think anymore. I am working on myself. I am afraid to trust. You changed my whole direction. You give me so much to look forward to. And I am overthinking everything. So these initials can be a first, middle, or last name of you or your divine masculine, or could spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. We've got I, H, M, I, Z, L, P, G, C, T, S, A, D, X, P, V, V, O, and N. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link to that in the description box of the video. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channeled letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I also sell handmade jewelry, dream catchers, and sun catchers if you're interested in checking any of those out as well. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well. Hi, Group 3. You chose the honey calcite heart. So I'm going to start with some tarot, and I will use these as the framework for the channeling, and then I will dive into the deeper energy surrounding that. I'm going to be channeling in the first person tense using pronouns such as I, me, you, and we, and following this initial portion of the reading, I'll get some standalone message cards that can either reinforce what comes through in the first part of the reading or can serve as additional messages for you from your divine masculine, and then I'll close the reading out with some initials. Okay, we have the King of Swords, the Nine of Swords, Page of Cups, Eight of Cups, the Star, Nine of Wands, Three of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands. I am preparing to exceed your expectations of what the next step between the two of us will be. I have taken long enough to search within myself and have come to the conclusion that there is nothing that I would not do for you in order to make you feel safe, secure, seen, and absolutely cherished. And so I am dropping my guard and a level of resistance where I had held back on the full expression of my personal truth, as well as keeping my energy slightly cloaked from you, because I wanted to make sure that this situation felt right between the two of us, that the timing was perfect. And now I have come to a place of understanding that I am required to take certain leaps of faith in order to jumpstart this situation out of the realm of stagnancy and into a growth potential that is exponentially beyond what we have each known as far as love and romance is concerned before. You are the person that I envision by my side when I think about the future. And I want to put behind us the aspect of comparing this situation to circumstances that I have been in previously that left me worse for wear and created a tendency inside of myself to listen to my heart last of all, when I have come to understand, thanks to you and the purity and consistency of love and patience and affection that you have shown me, that my heart is what I should be listening to first and foremost as far as our circumstance is concerned. You have helped me see the world with brand new eyes, and many of the things that I had prioritized and valued up to this point in time have shown the lack of utility of them within my life as far as being able to reach for a better version of myself that can catapult me to actually being able to achieve the kind of dream life that I have always hoped for. My energy has been spread too thin for far too long, and I thank you for bringing me to task in order to become clear about my priorities in life and in how much I have allowed the past to determine the view I have of myself presently, and therefore the type of future I have been aiming towards. I am in the midst of deliberately changing direction in many different ways. You have helped me to see things from a different perspective, and this has illuminated for me the necessity to no longer wait for the proper hour to occur before I close certain doors and step forth in through open portals that have been made known to me quite some time ago, but which I was hesitating taking steps through because I had tried to make certain that everything was arranged so perfectly in my life. I know that I have control issues, and yet with you there's a sense of adventure within impulsivity. I don't feel reckless, but instead I feel free and alive when I imagine simply taking steps in the direction of where I have been beckoned for so long. There is an adventure that you have awakened inside of me that had gone dormant long ago. I can't remember when exactly I fell into a pattern of simply sleepwalking through my life, but you have helped to shake me into a state of alertness that has allowed me to see things so much more clearly. And were it not for you and the experience of meeting you, spending time in your company, and having your energy be an ever present companion in my dreams and in my day to day waking reality, I might not have had the motivation or the support necessary in order to actually fight beyond a state of complacency that could have taken years away from me and led to a state further down the road where I would look back with so many regrets. I have unshouldered many of my burdens, and it feels that there is a new opportunity for me to get things right in my life. I have turned a new leaf deliberately rather than waiting for the universe to make it absolutely necessary that I pick up the pieces from the wreckage of my own existence. And I have you to thank as that support system, the person who believed in me wordlessly and seemed to anticipate and understand the nature of certain hidden dreams that I had expressed to no one. There have been things that you have said that have been key words and phrases of confirmation that show me that our bond is something that is divinely orchestrated. You are a godsend to me. You are that person who it feels like is not only supposed to be someone in the here and now who brings out the best in me, but is the individual who will be that companion through so many seasons of my life. I can't imagine the future without factoring you somewhere into it entirely. And the idea of this long-term connection with just one person used to be something that I wanted so much, but that I feared being weighed down or limited in what usually had developed in previous relationships to a passion that slowly simmered down into a place where there was an intensity of resentment between myself and the other person. But with you, everything has remained fresh. Despite our ups and downs, there is still such a vibrancy by which I am drawn to you. It's as if our connection keeps evolving and expanding alongside the two of us. And this is all the confirmation that I need, that you are someone who is a dynamic force for change in my life. Rather than limiting me and holding me back, you challenge me to step beyond my comfort zone and to envision myself as the most capable version of me. You have helped me in ways that nobody has helped me before, helping me to analyze very closely the way in which I am living my life as a whole, simply by what you yourself are doing in your reality. You are the living example of the potency of change, that on the other side of taking a risk towards following one's dreams, beyond the turbulence that change inevitably brings, you make the restorative energy look so beautiful and inviting that I want to walk with you through all these layers of metamorphosis, to continue to explore and rediscover who we each are as we continue to reach goals and milestones, and then with an open mind and a level of enthusiasm that has been unprecedented by any other influence in my life up to this point in time, to continue to reach for better horizons, different aspirations in an ever-evolving process of change and personal growth. Thank you for helping me to be brave rather than simply being somebody who went through the motions of a comfortable life and let time evaporate like sands through an hourglass. Thank you for being the person that has helped me to really push myself beyond a place of discomfort, to understand that on the other side of struggle is the inevitability of victory, as my character is forged and I am able to see the accumulation and product of my efforts in the here and now. Thank you for being that voice of reason inside that has encouraged me to look around at the reality that there is so much more to my life than I have been settling for or believed was possible. And thank you for being that point on the horizon of romance that I strive towards enthusiastically every single day, because I want so much to hold you close to me, to be that one that I share these secret dreams and desires with, who helps me come up with solutions to move beyond my own limited capacity, to come up with ways in order to fast track my success in so many aspects, because I know that together this love can help to enhance both of us in reaching our dreams, because already it has enhanced the way I feel about myself and the nature of honestly saying that I like the person I have become by the sheer value and influence of who you have encouraged and helped me to see that I can be. So those are your messages. Let's see what else your divine masculine wants you to know. Okay, and what we have is soul recognition. You are the only one who truly gets me. Our eye contact is insane. I am choosing you. I am working on myself. I am overcoming my fears. My karmic story is ending. And you changed my whole direction. So these initials can be a first, middle, or last name of you or your divine masculine, or can spell something out, so whatever resonates for you. We've got R, U, G, P, D, N, Q, C, T, S, V, T, W, C, L, H, U, O, D, and I. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link to that in the description box of the video. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channeled letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I also sell handmade jewelry, dream catchers, and sun catchers if you're interested in checking any of those out as well. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.